He's got these magical doctors who claim that he was shot in the ear, but his ear, I guess, grew back. He had a Duplo bandage on 1 minute, no bandage the next. We can't get a medical record from this alleged assassination. He was supposedly shot.
I'm going to fight the enemy from within. And that means anybody who doesn't like him or anybody who didn't vote for him. That's who his enemy is. Not Vladimir Putin,
no,
not Kim Jong-un, not Xi, Americans. This is really what's new about this is an American president that wants to actively go to war against American citizens in blue cities.
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. I took a little time off because sometimes this stuff even gets to me. But in today's video, we're going to break down more of how Joy Reid basically confirms that Trump's assassination was a fake. And that is important because we've got to show these people who actually thought Trump was a good candidate just how bad he's willing to lie and how far he's willing to go to maintain power so his ass doesn't go to jail. Jennifer and Pumps are absolutely destroying MAGA on their show. We've got a segment in which they took Trump to task and basically called his ass a treasonous president, which we already knew if you want in Fox Newsville. And we've got Drewski doing one of his most funny skits ever. All that and so much more starts on my channel right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're in the building with me, Lamont Tyson, Politics of Being Black. If you want to keep up with my newsletter and get a chance to see all my channels, I have a big movie and TV show review channel. I've got an IMDb trying to make movies. I've got all things you can think of, even a voice line where you can leave me 30-second messages. Just go to beacons.ai/politics of being black. It looks like this, and you'll get every link to what I do. So MAGA has just now decided that it's going to just go and wreak havoc and attack blue cities. You're attacking your own citizens. That's called treason. That's called you hate America. That's called you're going to go after your political adversaries as if they are enemies of the United States. Now, if you live in MAGA bubble, Fox News in your vain world, you might believe that. But honestly, it is not true. And on the last episode of I've Had It, Jennifer and Pumps takes Trump to task. They take him behind the woodshed, pull his pants down, and just absolutely stomps all over his balls. Take a look at what they said on their video and be sure to go subscribe to their channel. It is a phenomenal channel.
I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. And then there's a photoshopped picture of him, which according to Jesse Waters, real men don't Photoshop their photographs, but Kanks does it all the time. Shypocalypse now. Like this guy's some badass. I mean, if this guy were even remotely, I would say even 500 yards away from active combat, I don't think there's a diaper big enough that could contain how badly this guy would shit his pants. Well, J.B. Pritzker keeps fighting for us and he keeps popping back. The president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He is a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. And he ran on this, you guys. He said, I'm going to fight the enemy from within. And that means anybody who doesn't like him or anybody who didn't vote for him. That's who his enemy is. Not Vladimir Putin,
no,
not Kim Jong-un, not Xi, Americans. This is really what's new about this is an American president that wants to actively go to war against American citizens in blue cities.
And he's not even trying to hide it. Yeah. And is it about crime? Because all we've heard about is he needs to go because of the crime. But then now it's the deportations. So which is it? He doesn't give a shit why he's going. He wants a blue city with a black mayor, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is not about crime. Everybody who's not in the Fox News bubble understands it's not about crime. The biggest criminal is the one orchestrating the crimes of treason against Americans, Trump. This man is sitting there with 34 felony convictions. And the worst part about this is it's not just Trump, but it's the dumbasses that follow him, that put his ass in office, that actually think that when he says something, that is the truth, versus when you go and independently verify things, that's not the truth. It's sickening. We've got to do something about the cancer that is MAGA. And right now, the only thing we can do is keep fighting the metastasized cancer that is Trump. And what's so funny about Trump is a poor man's idea of a rich man. Look at how he's just trying to enrich himself off the White House, all his trinkets, his yard sale items, stuff that he goes and tries to sell to people. And he's a weak man's idea of strength. And I've always said over and over again, white dudes, you take away their position of power, they have nothing. You take away a white guy having more guys to jump someone, they are weak individually. You take away a white guy's gun and he has to go into a fisticuffs one-on-one, he's weak. He doesn't have confidence. Same thing with Trump. If Trump had to go in the streets and fight these battles he's trying to do, he's, like Jen said, his ass would shit in his pants. To send troops to blue cities and wreak havoc is treason against your country. And he should be arrested for that. His ass should have been prosecuted and arrested for inciting a riot. That was treason. But we have so many people who have blinders on that they could care less that he tried to overthrow the country. They just want the leader who supports the stupid shit they support. There's actually people on video right now saying that they would rather have Putin as president over Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, that shit right there is dangerous. Now we want to go back into how Trump has orchestrated this shooting assassination thing. There is no way in hell that that guy was shot. I am finally convinced of it. And my big homie, Joy Reid, was on with Katie Fong, and I'll put a link to both of their channels because they put out great work. These are real journalists, ladies and gentlemen. Real journalists, not like those entertainers on Fox News who have verifiable receipts that this is a cover-up. Take a listen to this.
Well, I mean, the last time that this kind of speculation about whether a president was dead was happening in my lifetime, it was when Reagan was actually shot. And so he was in the hospital. And so people were like, is he dead or not? But that was sort of a, unfortunately in this country where we've had 4 presidents assassinated, like this is just a thing that's part of our history. And so, this country having lived through the Kennedy assassination, when Reagan was shot, it was a very genuine question. He's got these magical doctors who claim that he was shot in the ear, but his ear, I guess, grew back. He had a Duplo bandage on 1 minute, no bandage the next. We can't get a medical record from this alleged assassination. He was supposedly shot. We have nothing. We've got nothing.
Where's the investigative? Where are the investigative records? One day he slapped his maxi pad on his ear. The next day the ear is totally fine.
It's fine. And I remember being in mainstream media where we both used to work, saying, isn't it odd that we've never asked for his medical records? And I got in trouble for that. Right? So you're not allowed to even say, isn't that weird? We have more records. I know more about the attempted Ford assassination, President Ford, than I do about Donald Trump. And the Gerald Ford thing happened when I was a child, right? And they put out more information almost immediately. We knew almost immediately almost everything about Kennedy's assassination. I know more about McKinley's assassination than I do about this attempt to assassinate Trump when he was a presidential candidate. We're getting nothing. And the mainstream media isn't demanding his medical records. They're not demanding anything. They're terrified of this man.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are 2 highly educated, highly intelligent women who worked in the media and have media credentials that are telling you the process for which this type of situation would be played out has not been played out, and it is because it is a fake. And for those of you that don't remember seeing the assassination, I've got a hot video on my channel where you can see it, or you can sit here and watch it now from this particular camera angle. And remember, one guy died. And people say, well, how could it be an assassination attempt if somebody died? Because you guys know good and damn well Trump will sacrifice anyone to save his own damn skin. Take a look at the assassination attempt from this camera angle. to get a better view of why so many of us think it was a fake.
The president's been shot. Oh no. No. Either that or they're covering. We don't know. Either that or they're covering him. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. Yes. Yes. Love you. Yes. We love you, President Trump. No. Oh no, he's not. He's not. Oh, he did it. He's shot. It could just be his ear. He's shot. It could just be his ear. He's walking. He's walking.
Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell would that guy knew it was Trump's ear from that far away? You could have the combined vision of Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and still see that this shit was staged. Trump wasn't shot. This was another attempt to clear his ass of any wrongdoing so that he could become president and not have to face the jail time his ass deserves, because he's definitely in the Epstein files and he definitely cited that riot that insurrected the Capitol. Now take a look at this shit. If he got shot in the ear from the angle he got shot, why is the blood looking the way it's looking? Does that even look like real blood? Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is completely WWE at its finest as I've ever seen it. And at some point in time, Trump is going to have to come to a reckoning for what he's done. Place your comments down below and let me know what you think. Again, if you're new here, I'm Lamont. Please go to this link, beacons.ai/politics of being black. There you can subscribe to all my YouTube channels. You can get my newsletter that I drop 2 times a week on news that you don't get in the mainstream media. And if you want to vent, you can leave me a message on that same link as well for 30 seconds about what's going on in the news. And now we go to someone who is also in the Epstein's file, who said he's going to come out against Democrats because they're making shit up about Democrats are bad for the country. We've lived through about 9 months of Trump. He's tearing up the economy. Norms have been torn up, which I'm fine with some of those norms, but not the way Trump has done it. Rights have been taken away from people. Guns to this moment have more rights than women have. And this guy is actually saying he wants to come out and fight against Democrats in 2026. You have to ask yourself, why is that? Well, let's take a look and listen to this dirtbag Dershowitz to see why he's willing to do all that shit. This is going to be horrible.
I am now going to actively try to defeat the Democrats in the 2026 election. I don't want the Democrats to control the House of Representatives. I don't want the chairman of the various committees to be members of the squad in the House, to be senators like Senator Warren, Senator Murphy, Senator Sanders. These are people who are not good for America.
They're not good for America because they throw your damn ass in jail. And what you should be looking at that is good for you is getting some whitening done to your teeth. There's more butter on that teeth than all the Sunbeam Bread companies combined in America. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the same guy who went in, I think it was New York Times, and said he has a great sex life. Well, I bet your sex life is good when you're paying for it. My uncle, the big dog, one time told me it's cheaper to buy it, meaning than not getting married, just go find you a prostitute and pay for it. So if that's the way he's having sex, he's admitting that he was in that Epstein file and that he's probably done something with women who he paid for to let him do whatever the hell he wants to do, and they have no recompense for how they behave in the situation, then yeah, sex life would be good for him. But folks, anyone who's coming out saying that they don't want that Epstein list released has something to do with it. And there's always this big talk about, well, Biden had it. Why didn't he release it? I'm telling you, Biden was wrong. And Biden didn't release it because obviously there was wealthy donors, not just in the Republican side, but also on the Democratic side. And there are Democrats who are probably prominent that are on that list. And at the end of the day, his ass should have released it. He's not president now. Your president has the opportunity to do the right thing. So for you MAGA folks that keep saying, why didn't Biden release it? Does that mean that you all of a sudden don't want it released now? When Biden was president, you was begging tooth and nail to have it released. Trump campaigned on having it released, and now he's trying to cover the shit up. So are you guys willing to tell me that since Biden didn't do it, you don't want Trump to do it? You Christian folks that care so much about morals, you claim to care so much about the children, you all of a sudden don't want it released because Biden didn't do it. Listen to yourself and think about that, hypocritical asses. You just don't care. You don't want to see anything that could take down Trump while he's in office, and probably his whole damn cabinet if we're going to keep this thing 100. And last, really, really kind of funny but hypocritical thing that came out, comedian Drewski did a skit where he dressed up in whiteface. And of course, the white folks is going plumb crazy about it. Lock in, load up, let's take a look.
Drewski is receiving backlash for cosplaying a white redneck. And I guess they're saying he's wearing whiteface. And whites are offended by what Drewski has done. I saw the character and it is fucking amazing. Whoever did that makeup, Drewski looks just like a white hillbilly. He looks just like one. It was really good. That was not whiteface. That was accurate. Skin tone accurate. He even had the tan marks. That was beautiful work. He could have just blended in and just walked around and no one said anything. You guys know if he was not Drewski and he was just walking around, you wouldn't have even known that. And then you would know that he was doing it to the T. See, I don't have a problem with that. When you play another race and you got the skin tone down, you got everything that looks very authentic. See, when white people are complaining about, oh, he's trying to do whiteface, you're just trying to copy. You're like literally culturally appropriating oppressive shit that black people would say when you guys would put on blackface, which a lot of you still do. A lot of countries still imitate black people and put on blackface. They still do that horrible. They still sell products with blackface characters or pickaninnies and shit like that. That's what a lot of actors used to do. With Shirley Temple, Al Jolson, there were a lot of people that did blackface. They were portraying black people, but they didn't look like black people. It was just cork.
And furthermore, you had black people that you could have got to play those roles, but your racist asses didn't do that because you didn't want us around. Let's break this down, ladies and gentlemen. How hypocritical is it that when we complained about folks like Robert Downey Jr. and others who put on blackface, white folks told us to shut up, is nothing to look at. And now white people want to play the victim card? That is some straight bull jive. Number two, for you white folks who are not intelligent enough to understand what racism really is, the only way you can be racist is to be the group of people that are in power. Blacks make up 14% of the country. You white folks still are in power. So just on the definition is not racist. But let's say I wanted to go there and say that it is racist. Why are you mad when y'all been telling us to shut up and let people put on blackface? Why are you mad? This is one of Drewski's best damn skits. I've got to give a shout out to whomever the hell was his makeup artist, because she or he did the damn thing. I mean, this shit looks better than Eddie Murphy and the Wayans brothers all combined. This should become a TV series that Drewski does just to further inflame white America, because he played the hell out of that shit. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. Post your comments down below. Again, please go and check me out at beacons.ai/politics of being black. There you can connect to all my social media, both of my YouTube channels. You can even leave me a 30-second voicemail, just venting anything you want to talk about. When you get there, this is what it's going to look like. You can see my IMDb. You can get my TikTok. A lot of the videos I do here go on TikTok. And that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video. Please comment, subscribe, and we're going to get ready to get on out here. But before we do, you know I've always got to play my outro, my favorite outro, and it is from Jasmine Crockett. I'm out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch